All right, 7th grade, here's your next lesson. Lesson 5, subtracting with whole numbers. This lesson should go really quick. It's another review. Instead of adding, we are now subtracting. Do not forget to stop the video when I tell you to and do what I ask you to do. Don't forget to use your resources. Now, this is, as I said, subtracting whole numbers. Remember, when renaming 100 equals 10 tens, 1,000 equals 10 hundreds, 10,000 equals 10,000. Also remember, when subtracting, estimate to check for reasonableness of an answer. So, last month, a book retailer had 9,486 books in stock. This month's inventory showed that there were 7,823 books in stock. How many books were sold this month? So we're going to take 9,486 minus 7,823. Like I said, you're going, this is so easy. I can just do this on my calculator. That's fine. The lesson that I am truly trying to teach you guys with this is what the calculator giving me a reasonable answer? You need to think about what answer you're getting. Is it reasonable? We all punch numbers in incorrectly on a calculator. If you do this by hand, again, you want to make sure your ones place is lined up, your tens place is lined up, your hundreds place, and your thousands. And this time you are subtracting. You may need to borrow from the neighbor in order to subtract, and then you get your final answer. So, on this problem, I would do 6 minus 3 is 3, 8 minus 2 is 6, no problem there. But if I take 4 minus 8, if I have 4 things, I cannot take 8 away from them. So I have to borrow from my thousands digit and add it here. So it now becomes 14 minus 8, which is 6. Then when I come over here with my borrowing, I borrowed from my 9 and it became an 8. So 8 minus 7 is 1. So there's 1,633 books sold this month. If you do it on your calculator, that's fine. But think to yourself, 9,000 minus 7,000. 9 minus 7 is 2. My answer should be close to 2,000. So yes, it is reasonable. So when you come down for problem number 1, so we're going to subtract 6,234 minus 1,847. I line them up by digits. I cannot even subtract 7 from 4, so I start the borrowing process, and it's 14 minus 7 is 7. Now I have 2 minus 4. I can't do that, so I borrow, and that becomes 12. 12 minus 4 is 8. I'm left with 1 over here. Well, I can't do 8, so I borrow from the 6, and it becomes 11. 11 minus 8 is 3. My 6 became a 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. So my answer was 4,387. If I punched it in my calculator, got that answer, I think, 6,000 minus 2,000 is about 4,000. So it's a reasonable answer. Now, hopefully by this time, you guys are all using a calculator. So I am not going to bore you with the top part of this. We're going to go straight into the guided practice. Now, when you do this problem, to answer these questions, you've got to do this first part by hand. So I have 2 minus 0 is 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. Now, I cannot do 6 minus 8. So I have to borrow from my 4. That becomes a 3. This becomes 16. 16 minus 8 is 8. And then 3 minus 3 is 0. So I don't need to put that comma there because my final answer is 842. And it says, which places need renaming? It's the hundreds. And you could, it's the hundreds. hundred, hundred, thousand. And then the difference was 842. On this next part, when we start doing our subtraction, 5 minus 8, I can't immediately do that. So I have to borrow from here. That becomes a 4. Then becomes 15. 15 minus 8 is 7. 4 minus 4 is 0. 3 minus 6, can't do it. Come to my neighbor, can't borrow from him. So I have to go even further to my neighbor's house. Borrow from that. That becomes 10. Borrow from that becomes 9. So now I have 13. 13 minus 6 is 7. 9 minus 8 is 1. Bring down my 1. So my difference is 11,707. Which places needed renamed? Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10 thou. All right, you are going to pause the video right here. You are going to make sure you have all of the the guided practice down, copied before you go on to the next page. Now, I cannot force you to do this by hand. What I hope to do is that you will use your calculator, but you will think to yourself, is that a reasonable answer? If it is a reasonable answer, write it down and go on to the next. So you will continue on this page, writing down your answers. Then you'll come down to application and you'll do exactly what it says on application. Now, it says if you don't have a calculator, pencil, or paper, explain how you could solve the problem mentally. Here's your last two application problems. Don't forget, you stop the videos when I tell you to do and do what I ask. Don't forget to submit to me through Canvas when finished. Don't forget to mark as done when you're in Canvas. Good luck and have fun.